Shalom, everyone, and welcome once again. This is Kazak Aliyahu, and I'm here with Jeremy as we are going to dive into Israel. That nation called Israel. Is it legitimate according to the scripture? Because the Most High told us in the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9, He warned us. He said, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. There who was speaking to the true children of Israel. But what did he say to these true children of Israel? And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So he warned us. But did we take heed? Are we seeking to see those who say they are Jews and are not, and are of the synagogue of Satan? Because the Most High also told us, also warned us, that in the end time, the coming of the lawless one, the mystery of iniquity, will involve a division between those who love the truth and those who want to believe a lie. So we must know that our quest on this earth is we must have to be in relentless pursuit of truth. 2 Thessalonians 2:7. We must be in relentless pursuit of truth, or else we will be made to believe a lie. A lie will seem so astoundingly true that we will be deceived. Imagine that. We will be deceived. 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 7. Read it, please.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahuwah shall consume with the ruach of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, all power and sign and lying wonder.
I want us to know the principle. The Most High will allow power, all power and signs and lying wonders. Why will he do that? Verse 10.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish,
because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So if we don't love the truth, then we are going to perish. We won't be saved. And if we do not love the truth, what is going to happen? Verse 11.
And for this cause, Yahuwah shall send them strong delusion,
that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned,
who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
So the world today talking about, oh, God bless Israel, or we stand with Israel. They don't care whether they are righteous. They don't care whether or not they are spiritually correct. They just care that this place is called Israel. That is all they know. And then they match it up with the Bible. God save Israel. Now, people, the Bible is there very clear, and it tells us who Yasharal is. If you go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, you will see who Yasharal is not today. The children of Israel have not yet been gathered in the land, because there are certain things that will happen when the children of Israel are gathered in the land. Let's go to the book of Hosea 1, verse 6. There are certain things that will happen or be occurring in this world when Israel is brought back into the land. This, people, why don't we read the Bible? How can we let people be deceiving us? Why? Because the world accepts it, and everybody accepts it. Oh, this is Israel. Hosea 1, verse 6.
And she conceived again, and bare a daughter. And Yahuwah said unto him, call her name Loruhamah, for I will no more have mercy on the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away.
Verse 7.
I will have mercy on the house of Judah, and will save them by Yahuwah their Elohim, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
So we have two houses here. Through Hosea, the Most High was prophesying that he would be sending the house of Israel away. That is the northern kingdom, the 9.5 northern tribes. But he says, I will have mercy upon the house of Yehudah, the house of Judah. So The house of Judah is the 2.5 southern tribes. The house of Judah, the house of Benjamin, and half tribe of Levi. Those were that was the house that remained. So Judah had a mercy on Judah. So this happened hundreds of years, maybe 700 years or so before the Messiah. When the Messiah came, it was only the house of Judah that was there. Israel, the house of Israel, had been sent away. This is the Most High telling Hosea that this is what he would do. Now, verse 8.
Now, when she had weaned Loruhamah, she conceived, bare a son. Then said, Lua, call his name Loami, for ye are not my people, I will not be your ruler. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered.
All right, so hear this now. In the first 3 verses that we just read, the Most High showed us what he would do to Yasharal. He would cast them away and said, you are not my people. Now in verse 10, he's telling you what will happen when he gathers back these people. Read verse 10, please.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living.
So he's talking about the gathering now. So let's see what's going to happen when he gathers them back together. The reason we are saying this, it is because that those people that are in that country that they call Israel, they say that they are the tribe of Judah and I think Benjamin and Levi. I don't know that they said, but they say they are the northern kingdom that has returned and they are waiting on the southern kingdom. Very important. They are awaiting the southern kingdom. There is nowhere in prophecy that tells us that the southern kingdom will go into the kingdom first and be waiting on the northern kingdom. Because Hosea 1 verse 11 says,
then shall the children of Judah, the children of Israel, be gathered together.
Stop. Be done what?
The children of Israel be gathered
together. And what will they do when they be gathered together?
And appoint themselves one head.
Hey, who is that one head? Yahushua Mashiach. Continue.
And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Desolate.
Yeah? Together. They're going to come up together. They're going to be gathered together. All right, that's what's one. Isaiah 11 verse 11. They are going to be gathered together. It is a lie. All right, that country called Israel is a deception. There are so many ways we could show you that it's a deception, but we'll concentrate on one for now. Isaiah 11 verse 11.
And it shall come to pass that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand again
the second time
to cover the remnant which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from China and from Hamat and from the islands.
All right. So this is a twofold thing because the Most High is telling us here where he is gathering his people from. Notice where he's gathering his people from. Those people who say they are Jews, they were not gathered from these places. They are Khazari. They were gathered from over Europe. I think Russia, Georgia, all over Europe. These are not the people that is recovering, for one. But it says he shall go gather the remnant of his people. And the next verse tells you who the remnant of his people are, who he will gather. Verse 12.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nation, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
There again, he's going to gather Israel and Judah. You have to understand the two houses. The outcasts of Yasharal and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. And hear this, what will happen? Verse 13.
The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off.
Stop. They say they are the Jews. They are Judah. Their adversaries shall be cut off. What do we have now today? So Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. So that means that when they are gathered, all tribes will be gathered together, and all tribes will now be in harmony. All right? And there will be no adversaries, because the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. People, why don't we read our Bible? Let's go to the dry bone. Ezekiel 37. Let's go to verse 18. Let's see what happens when the children of Yasharal are gathered together, when they are gathered. Read, please.
And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, Wilt not thou show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Eluah, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows,
and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. The whole conclusion of the prophecies of the Most High is oneness. That's why in Ephesians 4, the Most High deals with one. In Deuteronomy 6 verse 4, it says, Yahuwah thy Eluah is one Yahuwah. Ephesians 4, it says there is one Eluah. Everything is one. So the whole fulfillment of prophecy is two houses coming back together as one. So the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, Ephraim is the leading tribe of the northern kingdom of the house of Israel. They will be put together with the stick of Judah. Judah is the leading tribe of the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And he will make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. Continue verse 20.
And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes.
One. Before their eyes. So before our eyes today, we don't see this one. When this happens, it shall be one before the eyes of the whole world. Continue verse 21.
And say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Eluah, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side,
and bring them into their own land. And let's see what will happen when he brings them into their own land. This is so easy. Why people don't read the Bible? Let's see what will happen when he brings them into their own land. Verse 22.
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all.
That means when the children of Israel are returned to the land, they must have one king. One king. And the Most High does not deal with democracy. So for Israel today, they have elections, they have a parliament just like the other nations. And then each, whatever time, they select a prime minister. And it is not one king. So they will vote, and then they have another person coming. It's nothing like that. One king will reign forever, Yahushua HaMashiach. So when they are gathered together, they must have one king. Read 22 again, please.
And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Man, what a whole lot of lies. Verse 23.
Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols.
The nation of Israel is the most gay-friendly nation in the world. The city of Tel Aviv is described as the gayest city. Eh? Come on, people. Eh?
They said they're following the commandments. So how do they allow that?
Because when Israel is back in the land, everyone will have to be following the commandment.
So how they
I don't understand how you people will sit there and believe these people that they are Jews. Why? Because you don't want to believe that we are the chosen of the Most High. You hate, even those among our people, you hate yourself so much. These people have so successfully controlled your mind through religion and your educational system. You refuse to believe that we are the people of the Most High. Even when we tell you that we are under the curses, so we are the tail and not the head, you refuse to believe it. You prefer to believe that these Caucasians are the children of the Most High. You are refusing to even look into it, choosing to believe a lie. So the Most High has given you a strong delusion to make you believe this lie. Continue, please.
Nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions.
So when they go back in, there will be no transgressions against the Most High. No Tel Aviv, no gay Tel Aviv. Impossible. But I will
save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned,
and will cleanse them.
So shall they be my people, and I will be their Eluah.
So those people in that place, are they cleansed? Those wicked people, are they cleansed? How can you sit there and be believing these people? And let me tell you something what you have to understand. This is a deception, people. This is white supremacy. This is how Edom controls the world through religion. The white supremacy cult of religion works hand in hand with the white supremacy cult of Judaism. 1948, when they set up that country that they call Israel. Did you know that it was the same year that apartheid began in the true land of Israel, which is in South Africa? 1948, they started apartheid to put the true children of Israel in slavery, in bondage, to keep them down. And at the same year, they started their white supremacy, Judaism. What a coincidence that is. Okay, people, we got to think. Let's go. Jeremiah 3 verse 14. We're going to look at even more detail. All right. They shall come together out of the land of the north. We are going to see how the children of Israel will go back into the land, will be gathered back into the land. Remember, we were just talking about us being gathered. We're going to look at how we are going to be gathered back into the land. Okay? Jeremiah 3, verse 14. Because guess what they used now? They were in Europe and they were gathered in Europe. So they say Europe is the land of the north and they were gathered from the land of the north. Yeah, we fulfill prophecy. But is that what the land of the north actually is? Jeremiah 3, verse 14. Read, please.
Turn, O black backsliding children, saith Yahuwah, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land in those days, saith Yahuwah, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done anymore.
So at that time, verse 17 says, and at that time, so we have to establish what time that is. It is a time when I will bring you to Zion. Let's see what's going to happen at that time. Verse 17.
At that time, they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahuwah, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of Yahuwah, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart.
So when they're brought back to Zion, well, let's see what's going to happen now. Verse 18. In those days,
the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel,
and they shall come together out of the land of the north,
to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your father.
So they say they came from out of the land of the north, which they say is Europe, but they didn't come with the northern kingdom, with the house of Israel. This is saying that the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north. Again, another lie. When they are gathered from the land of the north, they are supposed to be gathered with the host. The whole 12 tribes are supposed to be gathered. So we're going to look at what it means to be gathered out of the land of the north. Because all 12 tribes will be gathered from the land of the north. Because Jeremiah 16, verse 14. Let's go. Jeremiah, hold on. 16, verse 14.
Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers.
All right. So, I think I should have put where the land of the north actually is, which is Babylon. It's not Europe, it's Babylon, the land of the north. I think I have it here listed. Maybe it will come up sometime. Right? So guess what? Here is another little thing now. Those of you who are over there waiting, thinking that the Most High is coming to gather you out of Egypt, verse 14, says you no longer be said, Yahuwah that brought the children of Israel out of Egypt. It's no longer an Egyptian gathering. So don't sit in your house and waiting for Moses to come and to deliver you, to come and gather you, or an angel to come and say, come, it's time to go. You're wasting your time, because it's not that deliverance. It is a deliverance from the land of the north, which is Babylon. And we're going to see that the deliverance from the land of the north is actually fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. All right. I got it. All right. So we need to prove and show that when it speaks about the land of the north, it's speaking about Babylon, because it says it will no longer be said, Yahuwah liveth that brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, but out of Babylon, the land of the north. Ezekiel 26, verse 7. So let us see that when it's referring to the land of the north, it's speaking about Babylon. Go ahead, please.
For thus saith Yahuwah Eluah, behold, I will bring upon Tyrus Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, a king of kings.
From where?
From Babylon.
King of kings from the?
From the north. With horses and with chariots, and with horsemen and company and much people.
King of Babylon from the north. Babylon is the north country. This is where the Most High will be gathering his people. So his people will be poor and afflicted in Babylon. If you look at that country called Israel today, we know that we still live in Babylon. If you ask anyone who knows anything about the Bible, they know that we still live in Babylon, because if you go to Revelation 18, it tells you what will happen when Babylon falls. It tells you that all the merchants of gold and silver, and it tells you all of the buying and selling things. We are still buying and selling in this world. We are still in Babylon. And when we are in Babylon, the children of Israel will be poor. This nation that they call Israel, they have the most billionaires in the world. They are the richest people in the richest country, the United States. The United States has the most billionaires and millionaires in the world, and the Jews are among the most millionaires and billionaires in the United States. This country called Israel, they have one of the greatest armies in the world. They have an army of, I think, about probably 400,000 if you include the reserves. I think they are calling up a little less than 200,000 to fight Gaza. Great, mighty army at one time. Their Air Force was said to be the best in the world. They have nuclear power. They have some of the greatest weapons in the world. They are a great nation. Will that be how the children of Israel will be in Babylon? Let's go to the book of Zephaniah 3, verse 12. Zephaniah 3, verse 12. I don't know how people out there can still be believing this. And I hear people say they are believers saying these people are the people of the book. Man, you need a whipping, Because the Most High give you his word right there. All you have to do is read it. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out. Zephaniah 3, start at verse 12.
I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah.
And afflicted and what?
Afflicted and poor people.
Now let's see what will happen to the remnant, because they say they are the remnant. Verse 13.
The remnant of Yasharal shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
So afraid. Missiles flying over their head every day.
You should not have to be building up any walls. And people are breaching your walls and coming across you. And you are running and hiding. Verse 14. Let's see what happened when they come together. They are restored. Verse 14.
Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahuwah hath taken away thy judgment. He hath cast down thine enemy. The King of Israel, even Yahuwah, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore.
No Gaza people can come anymore. And firing missile, and you have to be setting up iron dome hey. Verse 16.
In that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, Fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thine hands be slack.
Why? Because Yahuwah will be there. Verse 17, Yahuwah is not with them. The people say, God is with Israel. Yes, God might be with him. Fortune might be with him, but not the Most High Yahuwah Sabaoth. It is a deception. It is a strong delusion. Verse 17.
Yahuwah thy Eluah in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing.
So who can touch Yahuwah's people when he is like this? No one. Okay? But let me tell you something now. Here's another one now. I don't know if most people look into this. The children of Yasharal. There is a particular thing that has to happen before the children of Yasharal can be gathered together. And guess what? We just spoke about Babylon, yes? And that his people, the second gathering will be out of Babylon. The children of Yasharal will return to the land when Babylon is destroyed. Is Babylon destroyed? The children of Israel have to partake in the destruction of Babylon and will see the destruction of Babylon before they are gathered back into the land. So how come these Jews are in the land? Babylon is still there, still powerful. As a matter of fact, they are one of those who spearhead Babylon, the leaders of Babylon. Jeremiah 50 verse 1.
The word that Yahuwah spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet.
All right, so most of you will, guess what they do now? You see, when things have been fulfilled, like this has happened already, they say, that has already been fulfilled in the days, and they cancel it out. There's a reason the Bible is the Bible. The Bible is the Bible because things keep repeating themselves. Okay? Babylon then, physical, is going to manifest the same way with spiritual Babylon. That is why the book is so powerful, because it is timeless. If it only happened then, and then it is restricted to that only happening, and that's it, then the book would be a storybook. It's not a storybook. It is a spiritual guide to the salvation of our people. All right? Verse 2.
Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken. Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken into pieces. For idols are confounded. For images are broken in pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast.
Babylon will be destroyed, right? So let's see what happens when Babylon is destroyed. Verse 4.
In those days, and in that time.
Wait. He didn't only say in those days. It's specified in that time, which means this has to happen. Babylon has to be made desolate before this that we are speaking about now will happen. Read verse 4 again.
In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together.
Doing what?
Going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahuwah their Eluah.
They shall do what now?
Go and seek Yahuwah their Eluah.
No, verse 5.
They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
Oh, come on. Come on, people. I won't even go to the rest of it. You can go down to verse 13 and you get more meat out of it, more food out of it. Okay? Now, the house of Yasharal will also be used to destroy Babylon before being gathered in the land. You tell me when these people in Israel have destroyed Babylon. Jeremiah 51, verse 19 to 20. You tell me when. Read it, please.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
All right. Verse 24 now.
And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion, in your sight, saith Yahuwah.
All right. So he will use his people as battle axes to help to destroy Babylon. Now, when they are finally gathered together, they will be in peace. We looked at that in the book of Zephaniah 3, verse 12, when he says, the remnant of Yasharal shall not do iniquity nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down and not be afraid. Isaiah 11, verse 9, to conclude that.
They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahuwah, as the waters cover the sea.
Is the earth full of the knowledge of Yahuwah? They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full. So the earth will know Yahuwah, so they will not even try or attempt to go after his people. Yes? The fear of Yahuwah will be upon the whole world. So that is what shall be upon them. So people, this was just a short, relatively short video, I hope. Good timing to show the lies and the deception of this country that they call Israel. All right? Don't let them lie to you. Try to research and find out the different places that they tried to set up their Zionist nation before they settled on that place. Right? That was not the first place. All right? Try to research how they have changed the names of places. They have adjusted maps. They have changed the names of the places in the scriptures. It's a whole big deception. Why? Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. And there is no more evil nation than the United States. And who is the greatest ally of this nation called Israel? People, read the book, read the Bible. Our people are always the enemies of the nations. The nations always hate our people. If you see the nations hating a place called Israel, it cannot be Israel. They must hate us. Just as how they are going to hate us now to be coming with a word telling people that we are the children of the Most High. They call us anti-Semitic. If any of our famous people rise up and say this, they kill their career. They destroy them, right? They hate us for the truth. Our people are always hated by the nations. In the book of Lamentations 1:5, it says, her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies are the chief. Who is the chief? The United States. Our people who live in the United States are their enemies. Not that place called Israel. They are the greatest allies. So it goes against scripture to have that country called Israel. Let me go to those who have not seen Lamentations. Lamentations 1:5.
Her adversaries are the chief.
Her enemies prosper.
For Yahuwah hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
So if that nation is called Israel, their enemies must prosper. Simple. Why are the people in Gaza not prospering? Eh? The nation of that, the adversaries, enemies of that nation must be above that nation. They are not. That nation called Israel is one of the most powerful nations in the world. Okay? But they operate behind the scenes to have an appearance that they are not one of the chief nations. Yeah? So, it's a lie, people. Stop believing this foolishness. It is a lie. Too many evidence. And I could go on and make this a 3-hour teaching. Trust me on that. The amount of evidence there is and the amount of different things there is to it. Because someone was asking me, could you give me a short voice note about Gaza, because people are researching Gaza and saying this is this. This Gaza, I don't believe it's the Gaza that's in the Bible. So I can't give any comment on this war that is going on. All right? Let me show you this war that is going on, what it is actually about. This is the only comment I can give you. Let's go. There is a man, a Freemason called Albert Pike, yeah? Albert Pike. And he predicted 3 world wars. And they showed you, because the nation that is called Israel, Rothschilds set up that nation. The Illuminati set up that nation. Here's the thing. We went to the Bible, now we are going to go to reality. They set up that nation, and they set up that nation for a purpose. Because 150 years ago, around the time, 150 years ago or so, this Freemason called Albert Pike predicted 3 world wars. 3 world wars. And let's read. This comes from an Australian paper called news.com. It says, a chilling letter that predicted the First and Second World Wars also claimed a 3rd global battle will be fought between the West and Islamic war leaders. And if you want to see this in the Bible, this is the 4th seal of the book of Revelation, the pale horse. We cannot go into details with it. We have done it before. The pale horse, which the word pale means actually green. If you look in the meaning of it, let me just do it quickly. Let's go to, for those who are not familiar with it, Revelation 6, verse 4. I think, no, it's about verse 8. Yeah, verse 8. Read it, please.
And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
All right. So a pale horse, the word pale there is from the Greek word chloros. Chloros, from which we get chlorine. And we know chlorine is a color, a shade of green. Chloros, from the same as G5514, greenish, that is verdant, dun-colored, green, pale. So this horse is green. And if you look at the color of the Muslim flags, it is predominantly green. The colors of the flags of the earth are predominantly red. The colors of the flags of the Muslims is predominantly green. And in Psalm 74 verse 4, it says they set up their ensigns for signs. They set up their flags for signs. So this is the Third World War, the West and Islamic war leaders. That is the fourth seal to be opened. All right, the prophecy was penned by U.S. Army Captain Albert Pike, a Freemason, almost 150 years ago, and sent to Italian politician Giuseppe Mazzini. However, some have declared the letter a hoax, claiming there are no primary sources to prove the document's authenticity. Let me show you how these people are. They are Masons, all of them united together, the people who gives us all these news and all of these things. So guess what? They say it is a hoax so that people are not able to believe that this is going to happen. All right? They have to tell us the truth and then they tell us a lie. But how you know it is not a hoax? It is that the First World War he predicted was spot on. The Second World War was the same, spot on. So 2 out of 3 he got right. And you're still saying it is a hoax. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Dated August 15, 1871, the mysterious letter pinpoints how and why the First and Second World Wars raged in the 1900s, reports The Sun. It then claims a third and final battle against Islamic war leaders will have our nation fighting to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. This is the destruction of the United States as they have planned. The United States has to come down for them to have their new world order. According to the book, Pike's letter suggested World War I would take place to overthrow the czars in Russia and make the country a fortress of communism. That is what happened. It then told how World War II would destroy Nazism so communism could overthrow weaker governments. That is what happened. He also predicted a sovereign state of Israel will be instilled in Palestine. That is what happened. It allegedly stated the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati, these are the people who are behind all of these things, that is why they predicted it, to overthrow the power of the czars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. You see, they work with opposition, controlled opposition. So you have communism, you have democracy. They work them against each other. All right? So that is why you have Democrats and Republican controlled opposition. ANC and the whatever other opposition they have. They set up opposition in order to manipulate and control. PNP and JLP in Jamaica, always 2 strong sides against each other. All right? The divergence caused by the agentur of the Illuminati or agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order to weaken the nation. Now here the Second World War now. The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This is what happened. All right? You had the fascists were the Germans, the Italians, against the Zionists, that is the pro-Israel, France, England, all of those nations. Okay? Russia. That was what united Russia, etc. People don't understand. It was Zionism, Israel, that united these nations in World War II. Italy was a fascist country. So was, Germany. That is why they were united, just as they said. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. So we see that in the Second World War, Germany and Italy, they were brought down, just as they said. All right? During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom. Christianity is another one of their controlled opposition tools. Don't think that Christianity is any great good religion. It is their tool, the tool of the Illuminati. In this end time, they are going to destroy Christianity. And Christians are going to say, oh, they are destroying the religion of the Most High. They're going to destroy Christianity because it no longer serves its purpose. Let's see. During the Second World War, international communism must become strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until the time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. You see it? That's why the Bible is not about a religion. Keep Christianity in check. Chillingly, Pike then predicted a Third World War, which he said must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentor or the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists, the nation called Israel, and the leaders of the Islamic world. This is what this war is all about. This is why they set up Israel for the Third World War. He continued, the war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. So these people wicked? Set up this country, empower this country, just for them to come and destroy each other. So what do you think they do with Christianity? You think it's good? That is why you see America has Saudi Arabia as an ally and buys oil from them to empower them and don't care about the abuse in their country. So Saudi Arabia is one of the few countries that they still do capital punishment, and it's a country where you have most capital punishments in the world. Yet if the nation of Jamaica, for example, says that they want to execute someone, they can't do it. Saudi Arabia is free to do all of that. Why? Because they have to empower these Muslims for this final thing. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, what's happening today? The nations are divided. We saw South Africa, Ramaphosa coming out. We stand with the people of Gaza. And people saying, oh, don't do that. Then we see other nations coming. We stand with Israel. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. Then he says, let me just jump here for time. Then everywhere, the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirit will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. This is in order to set up their new world order, one world government. So this is what this is about, right? That is why we are not following them, commenting on this thing about we stand with Israel or this or that or that. Waste of time, because this is just a part of it's just their thing. It's a part of the end time. What we do, we follow the Most High's command to flee out of the midst of Babylon. That's what we do, and allow him to lead us and to guide us. But for those people who are in the world, this is a serious time in our world. The world war seems is imminent. What are you going to do about it? The Most High told us, flee out of the midst of Babylon. That's where we are, and that's what we do. And that's the only thing we can tell you at this time. You have the time. Things have not yet gotten really, really serious. You have a little time left. Let's see what you do with the time. Because the Most High says, For Yasharal hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his allure, of Yahuwah Sabaoth, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Yasharal. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon is fallen, people. It's around this time. You have a little time to move. You have a little time to run. What are you going to do? As he said in Revelation 18:4, speaking about Babylon, he says, and I heard another voice from Shamayim saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plague. These people, read the Bible. Stop believing these people and their foolishness. Stop believing their lies. Come out of her, my people. These are not the children of Yasharal. We are the children of Yasharal in captivity, going according to Deuteronomy 28 and all the prophecies in the Bible. We are the people of the book. They are imposters. All right? Right. Until next time, thank you all for watching, and shalom.